He says he knows about Satanism, but he doesn't know what the rituals are and what those rituals are for. Because why would they put the word Satanism if it's not about Satan? He's saying it has nothing to do with Satan.
It represents freedom and rebellion against the Abrahamic religions.
So is he the god of Satanism?
Sorry?
Is he the god of Satanism?
No, I don't believe in God.
Isn't that the opposite?
Okay, so the
of Islam,
original
though, right?
Satanists,
It's like the opposite.
What's the original Satan?
Freedom and rebellion.
the ones that started Satanism, the original Church of Satan. Now you have a different Church of Satan. Yes, you do. No, that original Church of Satan believed that Satan was their god. Now there's this new Church of Satan which says we are atheists. We don't believe the Satan, but they still call themselves Satan. They're still against Christianity.
Organizations mixed up.
No, you got it. You just don't have the history right. You have to get that history right. So the Satanism is only against Christianity, not against any other religion. That means that the enemy of Satanism, of Satan, is Christianity, nothing else.
And therefore Christianity is right.
Well, I mean, who would, if you were the Satan and you were going against, if I was a Satanist,
Before you were a Satanist. I don't believe, and I think intrinsically wrong.
Or you there before
I think
that?
the Christianities are their enemy, therefore Christianity is correct.
that's the logic they use in the Middle East. They say you're known by your enemies. Like
Forget the logic in the East, that makes no
okay,
sense.
no.
Give me
What do you mean?
Give me another logic.
What do you mean? That's not what I'm saying. Why
I
aren't
don't
they
believe in
against?
that phrase.
So,
Why not? Okay, fine. You don't have to believe it.
I think it's a stupid phrase.
From my
Okay,
experience,
so tell me,
generally
bro, hold on, bro. Let me finish my conversation. Bro, let me finish my conversation, bro.
Generally, people who go down this road are ex-Catholics.
This road.
Bro, can I finish my conversation, please? All right. Please, forget about Satanism. Just tell me about the crescent moon. So you said I don't know, and I said none of the Dais here know, none of the Muslims know. That crescent moon, I've researched it. No, bro, everybody used the moon calendar. Jews, Christians, Hindus, everybody. Of course. At that time, everybody used the moon calendar. Moon calendar.
We our religious life, we all rely on
Notice how he just
That's because it's a
the
Middle
months, the fasting every day. It's our lives depends on this.
That's right. You know why? Because Muhammad, the god of Quraysh,
My dad was an
Quraysh,
ex-occultist who became Catholic.
the Lord of Quraysh was called Baal.
You have many of them.
Look at the history.
You have many, not just one. Why are you just picking one?
He's the Lord. There are many, but the main one.
No, they have more than one.
Listen, there are 360, right?
Allati wal Uzza wal Hubal, all
Have you
of
done
them.
rituals?
Listen,
Yeah,
can you listen?
I'm listening.
They have
But if you say something wrong, they have to correct you. That's the thing.
360
You're saying it's
idols,
theatrics.
right?
Exactly.
The Lord of
Do you-
those idols,
do you
the
genuinely
Lord
believe
of those
that?
idols was Hubal.
Or
yeah, that's what it said, yeah.
are you saying what
That
it
was the
says?
crescent moon god.
Or have you done your own research?
Even
That's
that
the trouble with
was
Satanism is you say, no,
has
it's not a
nothing to do
religion.
with. I give you the
They're not
answer.
ritual sacrifices.
Give it to me.
Muslims, from
It is
Muslim
religion.
perspective,
It's just,
Give it to me.
it's
that
just
we
having
use
it.
the
I'm
present
listening.
because
I'm
we
listening.
use
I'm
the moon
listening.
calendar. That's
There's
it.
no consequences.
Listen, moon calendar is used by Jews. Moon calendar is used by Hindus.
But we took.
Ritual can be whatever you want.
Okay, but
It
we
can be
choose.
like having a
We
bath.
choose to have the crescent.
No.
But in
It's like
context
saying,
of,
what do you mean?
context
It's
of
like
Satanism.
everybody's using this calendar. You say,
Rituals
I'm
are
going to use
generally
it and I'm going
if you
to
say
take this
rituals,
moon symbol
any
and
human
put it
being
on the
or
house of the
majority
Lord,
of people
which
would
is
think of
the mosque. I'm going to put it on
Satanism,
top of
right?
that. Why?
So
Whose
why
permission?
is
Did
rituals
God
linked
tell
with
you to
Satanism? And
put
do you
something
think
on
there's a
his?
deeper
He said
meaning
don't
there?
have any
Is that just
engraven images of his,
One is,
right? Symbol.
you tie your
You're
hands
not
together.
supposed to. So, but you take this symbol, which is not just a symbol. It's a symbol of the moon god.
just
So it's a
breaking
symbol
free
that's
from
already taken.
Was it used at the time of
Of
Muhammad?
course.
Setting your mind to
You
something.
know, I can show you. Just look at the Hubal.
No.
Ancient, whatever you want to look at. Okay, ancient moon god of Arabia has a crescent moon for
It never
thousands
said-
of years.
He's talking about original Satanists. The original Satanists never believed in one.
Yes, they did.
Who?
The original Satan,
Give
the
me a
Church of
name.
Satanism, when they started, you can look it up.
Go
Look it up.
Does the Church
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Satan? Just go
The-
on their website,
No,
churchofsatan.com.
not your website. The new Church of Satan that they have now
The new
is
Church
not
of
the
Satan
old one.
is not
The
a church.
original one is not the one because it was too controversial. So they wanted to clean it up so they can make it a real religion. What do you mean? No, that whole thing was
No,
changed.
it is a religion.
Now it is. Now it is because they had to change it so they could make it a religion. So they can.
Well, in the US, after Roe v. Wade,
Yeah, of
That's
course.
called
when
the
they
Satanic
made abortion,
Temple, not the Church of Satan. It's two different things.
It's
like
based
Sunni
on
and
the
Shia.
same principles.
No, it's not. They don't even follow the Satanic Bible. They're
So okay,
humanists.
so I've researched about
Anglicans
the
and
moon and the
Catholics.
star, right?
They're both
They
Christian.
I can tell you about the star too.
Forget that.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is,
What
you
are
can
you
tell
trying
me
to
everything, and I'm going to assume that you're correct, right?
Okay.
How do you link the moon and the star with hadith and the Quran?
And the Quran. I don't.
So why do you say Islam?
You do.
No, we don't.
Muslims do. They put.
Okay,
Listen,
the
listen to
Arabians do.
Not the Arabians.
And because there's nothing wrong
Pakistan
with
is.
it, why
hold
not?
on. Please. What's your name, sir?
Ali.
Ali. Listen. Turkey is not Arabian. Pakistan is not Arabian. All these other Mauritania, there's all these
But
countries.
originated from Arabia.
It's okay. You said it's cultural. It's Arab, right? Originated. Okay. Where did the star and the moon worship originate?
Worship and Islamic culture.
You have plenty of time to talk to other Muslims. You have plenty of time to do dawah elsewhere.
What are you talking
My
about?
concern is he keeps slipping out of the conversation.
You want to go and take him over there and have a conversation with him. It's okay. I've already talked to him. I'm talking to him now, because I already talked to him. He said that he left Christianity. He didn't know about Christianity. He said he got baptism. Well, he said he was a Christian. Then he became a Catholic, and now he's a non-religion person, whatever that means. But he likes bats. He says. That's all. What is that?
Atheist religion.
Okay. Well, now
mean,
it is.
it's a
I told you
it's a
the
religion
new
in the
Church of
US
Satan
now.
is. They had to
I
make
do
it a
believe it
difference.
has. I do agree with him though. I feel like ages ago it was there was a deeper meaning, and they did believe in
No, it wasn't that old, bro. Yeah, it's okay, but it doesn't matter. You wouldn't call yourself a whatever, without.
That's one way to because the new thing is to not believe in God and to be an atheist. That's a way to recruit.
That means that all the atheists then are Satanists.
It's a little bit
Yeah.
more than that.
Then
It's
once you
based
get-
on a cult ritual.
Yeah, but once you get higher up, it then reverts to the actual
By his
religion where
definition-
you actually do believe in Satan.
Okay.
And you are doing fucking blood rituals.
By his definition, all the atheists are Satanists. Okay, by this definition, because they don't believe in God. Atheists.
That's a good point.
Okay,
There's a
so
difference
that's
between
how
an atheist
because
who
that's
worships their
this
own
is the thing
desires
they're
and
trying to do is to.
Yeah.
And it's all satanic on the other. It's like Satan, in the
It's a
Bible.
marketing kind of scheme.
Okay, in the Bible it says Satan comes as the angel of light. He never comes as Satan. Oh, look, I'm Satan, worship me. No, he's going to come as somebody very nice. I'm very good. Yeah,
Or clever and intelligent.
of course. No, he comes in sheep's
Okay, but
sheep's clothing.
let's have the star and the
So star and the moon is very simple. Star and the moon, you can look it up. Go to the pre-Islamic. I can give you your own text. Tabari wrote about it. Okay, and Kilby. Kilby is the one who wrote the what do you call that? The genealogy of Muhammad, linking him to Ishmael. Okay, so that he was in the 7th century. Kilby, and you can look this up. And he wrote another book. One was the genealogy book, and the other book was called The Idols of Arabia. He just wrote the history of the idols of Arabia. In that book, he wrote this story. He said, Quraysh was in charge of Kaaba. There were 360 idols there. The Lord of Kaaba, meaning the Lord of those 600, was Hubal. Hubal was the crescent moon god that they worshipped. That means Muhammad's father and mother, they worshipped Hubal. Okay, that means Muhammad grew up
Can you tell me, what's the spelling of
Hubal. Hubal. Put Kilby, Hubal. Hubal, Kilby, Kilbie. Yeah, just put that in.
You know where the Satanic Temple is based in the UK?
Where is it based in?
Shepperton,
Okay, I don't know where Shepperton is.
southwest
Okay, so what's the significance of that?
of Shepperton. Well, it's right next to Khorat Lumen Christi Society community, which is a community that works specifically on the prophetic word and on Christian, not specifically Catholic necessarily,
Really?
on the prophetic word. And it seems like they've hooked up shop right next door because they're based in Chertsey, and their Shepperton and Chertsey are like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you've had your hair cut.
Okay.
Did you see anything? Yes. Okay, cool. I'm not making any. I'm on camera all the time. You'll see me doing this stuff with, Mansoor. Okay, he's one of the biggest debaters here. The first debate I had here was with Mansoor, and it's on camera. So he came up with The Turkish put it there. Ottoman Empire did it. It's a decoration. It's a calendar thing. We like
Why
that.
does it tie in? How does it tie in with the Hadith and the Quran?
No. Listen, my friend. Hadith and Quran. Quran says don't worship the star and the moons. Does it not? It does. Right? That's fine. I'm not.
Don't worship the present
Do you
star.
bow down in your mosque?
To Allah.
Who's
I also bow down in my house.
That's right.
Has a book of,
That's right. So when you bow down in
Harry
the
Potter
mosque,
in it.
okay, hold on, bro. It's a place of veneration. You know what a place of veneration is? Can you put the Quran on the floor?
Yeah.
Can you put it like right there on the floor?
Here?
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
No, but can you put it anywhere on the floor, or are you supposed to put it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's called place of veneration. So when you put what is the minaret is the highest point in the mosque, right? Whose symbol would you put up there? Would that be God's symbol? Because the house of God, right?
We don't have a symbol for God.
Yes, you do.
I mean, there is Allah written in
No.
Arabic.
Yeah. He
we
doesn't
have
know
the
that. No.
word Allah.
Okay. No. Okay. Listen.
What's the symbol for God?
Huh?
What's our symbol for God?
The crescent moon. Okay. What is that over there?
It's an Arabian cultural thing.
It's an Arabian cultural thing.
Originated in Arabia.
That's fine.
Because
I'll take that.
because
I'll go
of-
with you.
They used to follow. They live in a desert, so they used to follow the stars for navigation.
All right.
That's my belief.
That's your belief. Okay, fine.
Through
So
very
let's go with you.
Very Google research. very
Okay, that's
Google
fine.
research.
Let's go with you. All right. So the Arabs used to like venerate, let's say, the moon, because at night the sun, because it was so harsh, they hated the sun and they loved the moon, right? Because the moon was at night would light and it would give them to show them the direction, whatever, right? But here's a little thing. That culture worshipped Hubal, which was the moon god, which was the crescent moon. Now, if I go with your logic and I say, well, it's a cultural thing, I said, okay, fine. So now Islam has taken a pagan cultural symbol of their culture,
Okay.
right? You said it's an Arabic cultural symbol, right? But that symbol is not a cultural symbol because that culture used to worship that symbol.
Okay.
It was the symbol of their god. That's the problem. Now,
Problem. Okay. So your
your source is saying, Kilby is saying, Quraysh was in charge of
I
Kaaba.
wasn't saying this. You were saying.
Kilby, you know who Kilby is? He's the writer of the history. In 7th century, he wrote a book called The Book of Idols. In this book, he's writing this. The Quraysh is the head of, the Quraysh is in charge of Kaaba, and the Lord of Kaaba is Hubal, which is the crescent moon god. Now, from there, we already established from your belief that crescent moon is the cultural symbol of the Arabs. Now you got another piece of evidence from Islamic sources saying this symbol, by the way, is Hubal's symbol, which the Quraysh is worshipping. And this is coming from your source.
But it could also be, and I don't know this. It could also be a symbol that's been used before Hubal.
Wait. I've looked into the history of this. This symbol has been used by thousands of years Hubal is in the Bible too. So if you go even thousands of years before that, the people from that area, you know where Babylon was? You know where Iraq and? Yeah, that area, these people were worshipping Hubal, which was the crescent moon. So this has been there for thousands of years. All right? So you're taking...
Speed up the argument.
So that's all.
Speed up the argument.
The argument is right there. You already got that.
So he's tying them, so Muslims use the star.
Is he talking about the moon god?
Crescent star. So what I'm trying to say is, yes, what I'm trying to say is, how do you tie that in with the Quran?
He's doing his best, he can't.
It's okay.
Because I read the Quran,
I don't have to.
I follow the Quran and I follow the Hadith.
desperate.
None of them
That's
say
fine. That's
crescent
fine.
star. So
That's
what,
fine.
how are you tying this in?
Let me tie the star for you. Can I tie the star for you to the Quran? Let's do that. Okay.
The sun, the star, the moon, you can tie it all, bro. There's no significance.
Dude, why are you interrupting, man? Am I
It's a
talking
public
to you?
conversation.
Am I talking to
It's a
you?
public conversation.
Come on, man. I
this
try
is
to
where
talk
he's
to
gonna
him.
go,
He's like,
like, he's
oh,
gonna
don't
go.
come and talk to me. You're
No,
crazy.
but
Now
it's
he's
gonna
coming
take
and
you-
talking to me.
the calmest
Last
I've
time
ever
I
heard
came
him
and
was
talked
this
to
one,
him,
but
he
now
was being rude to
straight away
me.
it's gonna
He's
go
like,
into
oh, why are you
crazy
coming
mode.
talking to me? I don't talk to you. I don't talk to you, man. Who are you? Who are you?
What are you gonna do?
No, what are you gonna do?
You gonna make me?
No, what are you gonna do?
Relax, uncle. Calm
No,
down.
you know,
You
last
give yourself
time
a
I
heart
came to
attack.
you were like, I'm not talking to you.
Don't cry,
I'm not
man.
talking to you.
Nobody's
Why, now you
impressed.
come and talk to me.
Stop crying.
No, don't be a hypocrite.
Stop crying.
Don't be a hypocrite. When I come and talk to you, talk to me proper.
I'm talking to
So
you.
I'll talk
No,
to you
you.
proper next time. Don't
What are you
act
gonna
like
do?
you did last time.
What are you gonna do?
Don't do that.
You're gonna make me?
Don't do that.
Calm down, man.
Don't do that. All
Relax,
right.
man. You're
Let
gonna
me
give
let me
yourself a heart attack.
connect your star to your Quran, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. And it's for you too.
Not the crescent, just the star.
Just the star. Yeah.
It has no fucking
That's fine, but
link to the crescent and
well,
star.
you have the
Just the
crescent
star.
and the star. You have the crescent and the star, don't you?
But we don't just have a star.
What?
We have also a crescent.
Yeah, crescent and the star. So we'll connect the crescent.
You're saying this is linked to the Quran. Okay.
Let's connect half of that. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. So let me go to Quran. Let me see where. Hold on. Come on. Can you do me a favor? Go to Quran.com.
Conversation.
Go to Najm.
The Muslims do not worship
49.
the moon. Simple and plain.
Yeah, I know.
That's it.
That's why I'm asking him.
That's it.
Where's it in the hadith
That's
in
it.
the Quran?
That's
And now
it.
he's saying.
He can't.
I'm going to
He's
show you
desperate,
the
he's
crescent,
desperate.
the star.
Do you know it vaguely? Because I can't go on.
Najm. Al Najm.
You'll never get
go
there,
to
bro. It's gonna
Quran.com.
keep you all day.
Go to Quran.com. I don't want to mess with your phone.
Where's
The
it you
star,
look?
the moon, everything is gonna go
it's in,
little straw man. Never come with no clear reference.
What?
You've already left.
Do you
the
want to
crescent
debate
alone.
me? You want to debate me?
I'm talking to my brother.
Oh,
not
okay,
you,
fine.
bro.
All right. So you're a heckler, huh? Are you heckling? Are you heckling my conversation?
You see, he's
All
desperate.
right. So
You see,
you're a
he
heckler.
sees
You're a
desperate to
heckler.
get out
Okay.
of.
All
What's
right.
exit?
So you're a heckler.
I've been
This
stood
is
here
typical of them.
silently, so
Yeah.
you
As soon
are
as they're
actually
losing,
heckling.
they'll
Okay.
just
Go to Surah Najm.
backslide into
49.
argumentation.
So
Oh,
now-
I'm victim.
I
I'm
could have
victim.
joined in.
I'm victim.
Okay,
I
just give me
could
the
have joined.
vague
Yeah,
answer.
we are
Give me the vague
It's okay.
answer.
And I did it.
Surah Najm, the star.
Yeah,
Go to Surah
but I'm not
Najm.
heckling.
I think it's 49 or 53
We'll have a
verse.
conversation.
What is Allah
The
saying
big
about
question,
the
the
star?
big question, brother,
Spectator.
is did you eat that burger in the end that you was holding on for like
Yeah.
2 hours? You was holding
Yeah,
this
it was
burger.
lovely.
Can you have your conversation like over there, bro? We're
What?
trying to have
You're
it.
gonna make me? Are you gangster?
are we on
Are
it?
you some kind of gangster or what?
I'm on video. You want me to be on? You want to be on my video? Do you want to have a conversation, or you just want to be on my video? Are you just a
You're
heckler?
gonna force me to do something, or you're gonna keep talking, or what's gonna
What do you mean?
Why?
Are you just being rude? Are you just being rude? Are you just being rude? Just like your prophet. I think it's 49 or 53. Either one of them.
Which surah?
desperate.
Which surah?
Al Najm,
Look.
49 or 53. Yeah.
And he knows so much about Islam. Still.
Al-Hajj or
Najm.
Al-Najm?
Najm. Yeah. Can you read it out loud, buddy?
And he alone, so وَإِنَّهُ هُوَ رَبُّ الشِّعْرَى. And he alone is the Lord of Sirius.
Serious. Thank you, buddy. Now,
Star
Wanted to
worship,
engage in
Sirius.
conversation
Thank
with
you.
Star worship by
and
some
expect
ancient.
any kind of pieces.
thank you. Star worship by, that is, your Quran is saying.
From my understanding, is that when he's speaking to the Arabs and they were worshipping the star, he's letting them know that he is.
We already
he
read
is
it. It's
the Lord
49 or
of everything.
53. Huh?
He is the Lord of everything, including this.
Thank you.
This thing that
Thank you.
you
Thank
worship.
you. Okay, so now let's go to, no, take that out, take that out. Now go to the beginning of that chapter, the one that you just read the verse from, and read the beginning of that chapter. Like 3 or 4 verses in the beginning of the chapter. You'll see that star is called the Sirius. Sirius is the dog star, which is the brightest star in the night. It's been always worshipped in the ancient Arabia. So
Are you a day, brother?
Yes, begins like the star.
read it from the beginning. The first few verses will talk about Uzza and Manat. Those are the 3 stars also. Uzza and Manat.
You understand the difference?
Sorry?
They're not stars.
They were.
Yeah, I know someone who's 6
You don't know. It's okay. If you don't know, you don't know.
Student.
The 3 stars were the 3 goddesses. Okay, so Manat and Uzza and those 3, they were all 3 stars. They were worshipped as 3 goddesses.
Specific. You either look for it.
Hold on. Did you go to Najm? Yeah. Okay. So the beginning, the idols are names that our forefathers made up.
Is that verse alone enough? Is that verse enough for you to make that argument?
Yeah. Here it is. Now, have you considered Uzza and they tried one Manat as well? do you prefer to leave sons and while okay, they were okay. Here it says, do not worship them because they're idols made. Okay.
Some of us were working on it.
So Allah
Like,
is,
say, for
is in
instance,
this.
you
You
and
see
your
Uzza and Manat mentioned, right?
Me,
So
I stand
those
up
are the
straighter
right
than
there.
you when I stand up because I have the
Where is it? I just read
the
it.
health, the strength, the power to
perfect.
make sure that
Oh,
my skeletal
man.
system is in an anatomical acceptable position. Understand? Whereas you, for instance, you could say, for instance,
I was just there. Okay, so
You heard there,
the
brother.
stars, when they fade away, the misguided, nor does the speaker the only revelation shown in the hair has been taught in mighty power. The God, while you are the highest point in the horizon, then they approach the prophet coming of it, and then away. And then Allah. Is this the same chapter?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
is there any difference?
You're
comparing me to Hamza.
You're comparing me to Hamza. It's a very, very long story.
No, Manat, right here, dude, right here. Look at this. Now, have you considered
the idols of Lat and Uzza?
Uzza and
أفرأيتم اللات والعزى.
yeah, and Manat. Okay, sorry, and Manat. Okay, so
Some lords created signs.
so these are the okay.
ما زاغ البصر وما طغى. لقد رأى
Most of the Christians, most of the Muslims here are Christian. That's why they have good
And the third one, Manat, as well.
To answer your question,
Do you prefer to have sons while you are treated?
is that good Christian behavior? Is that decent Christian behavior? You're telling me this is a good example
tell me
of
what
this.
good
Then this truly is a biased
as a
interpretation.
Muslim.
These idols are mere names that you and your forefathers have made up. These idols are mere names that
That's
you
right.
and your forefathers have made up.
That's right.
A practice Allah has never authorized.
That's right.
Stay in your
Follow
little
nothing
echo
but
chamber.
That's right. Ali,
assumptions.
Ali, now you got my
gonna
point.
assume
Now
the
this
victim
point,
role when
Allah
you
made a
start to
point
talk
here.
at
No,
you rather
listen
than
to
with
my
you
argument. Allah made a point of saying this, Allah's Manat, don't worship them, they're your fathers made them. I am the God, right? I have no problem with that statement. Now, when you read the other statement where he's talking about he's the Lord of Sirius, he doesn't say the Lord of Sirius is an idol, do not worship it, because they were worshipping the Sirius. Sirius has been worshipped for thousands of years as well. You know Egypt, Egyptian gods, one of their gods is the dog star, which is Sirius, which is the brightest star in night, is Sirius. This is a five-pointed star. It has 5 points. Look it up.
Spit venom at someone when they're crazy.
Muslims should
Anything I say, if I bring flowers to you, is going to be
Allah is the Lord
venomous
of
flower.
everything. So using that argument that
daisies.
Allah
Like
is
daisies.
the
I'm gonna go
God
pick you
of
some daisies.
Sirius
Venomous.
doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything.
Well, especially when the Quran says you should not worship the moon or the stars, worship the one who created them, right?
That's right.
Yes, exactly.
That's
So
right.
how does that make you Muslims?
If you will finish your point, once you're done, say okay, I'm done, then I'll tell.
Yeah,
Right?
that's fine. That's
I don't
fine,
want to
that's
talk
fine.
over you.
Yeah, that's good.
Would
that's
you
good.
would you listen
I
to me?
also-
Would you listen to me?
I was listening. No.
Okay.
I was listening, but I didn't.
If
hear
you
the
make a
that you
point,
made.
then can I counter your point?
Of course.
Okay.
But
Would you give me a chance then by not speaking?
Of course, I
Can
will
you?
give you, but I would like the same to be reciprocated.
That's
if
right.
I,
I've been
one
listening.
second,
I've been
one second,
listening.
one
Yeah, I've been
second.
listening.
Meaning that when you speak, I listen. When I speak, you listen.
Yeah,
Is that fair?
that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Equal footing.
Equal
No interruption.
equal time. We will
No,
give you
no,
each other time.
No interruption. Okay?
He's gonna keep
so I'll
time.
make my point.
Okay.
Listen, let me speak.
Can I finish this one? We're almost at the end.
Okay.
So my friend, Allah made a point to point out these three daughters of Allah that they used to call them, Allat, Manat, and
Different
Uzza,
from-
and
different
said
from verse
these are,
49.
and the other verse that I showed you where he says, Allah alone is the
Completely
Lord of Sirius.
Okay, which is
That-
not mentioned in the other verses that you told me to research later on.
Which verses?
So he said Sirius
Yeah.
is a different name, Shu'ara, which is
The Sirius is the star, dog
okay,
star, yeah.
which is different from the other names that you mentioned later on.
Those are others are different,
La-
yeah.
Lat, wal-
Lat and Manat, Ullah. Those are the, you know, when you look in the night sky, there are three stars.
That's fine.
Yeah, belt of Orion.
I'm
Those
trying to
three
say,
stars
okay.
are
So I'm trying to
Allat,
make that
Manat, and Uzza. Yeah, those three are different. So Allah mentioned those three stars and said,
Which are
don't
idols
worship
you
these
shouldn't
three
worship.
stars. These are idols, which is fine. Okay? But when it comes to Sirius, Allah did not say anything other than Allah is the Lord of Sirius. Now, if I am worshipping Sirius in Arabia and somebody comes and tells me that Allah is the Lord of Sirius, you have to worship Allah, and I already worship Sirius because they were worshipping Sirius. Do you understand that?
my understanding of that verse is that they would worship Sirius, and Allah is trying to say that He is the Lord of everything, including.
Thank you for saying that. That is very nice what you said. However, that's not what the verse said. The same chapter told you in the beginning. Hold on, let me make my point. The same chapter, Allah made a point of naming those three goddesses, saying, these three, your fathers made this up, this is idol, don't do this. I am the Lord.
Worship a lot of
That's fine.
And God says He's the Lord
Listen,
of everything. So the same
if you
logic
read the
applies.
verses before it and after it, it's like there's no mention of this Sirius star that you're worshipping is also an idol. Don't do that. I am the Lord of Sirius. That would make sense. Or you could say anything to discredit this deity that they have in their mind. Sirius is God. If I'm God, if you are worshipping Sirius and I'm God, and I come and tell you, don't worship that. Yes, of course he is an idol.
Well, in the Quran it says don't worship idols. So
That's
there you
right.
go. Your argument's gone.
No, it's not.
Right.
Because Allah is saying, I am the Lord of Sirius. You people who are worshipping,
We already agreed that it's a way of saying I'm the Lord of everything, including these things that you worship as God.
That's a very good.
And Sirius is
Can
an
I
idol.
finish what I'm saying? That's a very good interpretation.
But this is very circular.
Dude, you don't stop.
What
Can
I'm
you
trying to
stop?
say, what I'm
Can
trying
I
to say,
say one
the Quran
sentence?
is very, very simple, right? You
No,
believe
it's
in
not.
God. You believe in God. You don't believe in idols.
Okay, fine. Then why is God saying that I'm the Lord of this idol?
He's the Lord of everything.
My friend, in the same chapter, he's saying, these three are idols, don't do that, I'm the Lord. I am the Lord, worship me. Fine, okay? Next verse down in the chapter, he doesn't say anything about this is an idol, what you're doing is wrong, don't do that. He just says, I am the Lord of Sirius.
Okay.
If I come and say to you, you're worshipping Sirius,
Okay, so
and
you
I
have
say,
a problem in the translation.
no, not translation, bro, not translation. Allah is
you
telling
want him-
the
you want Allah
people
to say,
who are
this
worshipping
stone, don't worship
Sirius
this stone,
to
don't
stop
worship
worshipping
that
him
tree,
because he
don't
is.
worship that bag. Don't worship this
No,
leaf.
no.
Like,
But he
this
does
is-
that. Okay, then why does he do that with Allat, Manat, and Uzza? Why does he do that with Allat, Manat, and Uzza?
Allahu A'lam, I don't know.
Okay, look. You have a double standard. On one hand, your God is naming these goddesses. Look. There are temples to these goddesses in the ancient world. So these goddesses were worshipped. He said, don't do that. Stop doing that. Fine. I'm Allah, worship me. Fine. Down in the middle of the chapter, he says, there is another god over there, which is Sirius, which comes from ancient times from Egypt. They used to worship Sirius. 5-pointed star. You have the 5-pointed star. It's Sirius. Your Lord is saying, I am the Lord of Sirius.
Okay.
Instead of saying, this Lord of Sirius is also a false god, don't do that, I am the Lord. That's it. No, he doesn't. Okay. So which means you got your star, Sirius, in on your mosque from your god, Sirius. That's what it means. Now there's a connection in your Quran with Sirius. As far as the crescent moon, I've already explained that from your sources, Kilby and Tabri both mention the same story. And they both connect crescent moon.
Who is that God? The crescent
Hubal.
different from Sirius.
Of course. Okay, Hubal is the lord of crescent moon. Okay?
We took one symbol from one God and one symbol from another God.
No. Listen. You took two biggest symbols of Arabia, of the gods of Arabia. Muhammad is saying, okay, I got a bunch of people here worshipping crescent moon. I got a bunch of people here worshipping Sirius. How can I have them all worship, come to Islam? Okay, I'll take their symbol, put it on my mosque. I'll tell these people here, Sirius people, my Lord is the Lord of Sirius.
But this is not the hadith or Quran.
My friend, okay, fine.
Star came after.
I connected your star to your Quran, so that's one connection.
Very vaguely.
No, my friend, that's a 5-pointed.
And also be undercut by the fact that the Quran says don't worship any gods, worship Allah.
That's fine. That's not end of story. It's not end of. Okay. If that was the end of story, you know what would be the end of story? If you took down the crescent moon and the star, that would be the end of story. That's the beginning of the story.
The Kaaba. Did we worship it? Do we worship towards it? Alhamdulillah, that's it. What's wrong with that? You don't understand it?
Are you sure you want to debate me? Are you sure you want to debate me?
Uncle, please, you're
Okay.
trying to.
All right.
draw
Since
the
you're being
brother.
nice, I'll be nice to you. Listen to me, my friend. Listen. You kiss the rock in the Kaaba. You go and kiss the black.
Let me get the brother to educate you because I don't want to get into debate with.
All right,
you
fine.
about
If you don't want
words
to
and stuff.
debate, it's okay. I don't want to force you to debate.
Okay, that's better because last time you tried to force me, it was a bit embarrassing.
I never force you, man. I
know
asked
you
you a
can't,
question.
brother. I
You
show
just
you that time,
imposed
I'll show you
yourself
again,
on
no
my
problem.
debate.
I show you every time, but I'll get the brother to come and debate you.
Go get him. Get him. I'll be here. Go get him.
Because they pray towards the Ark of the Covenant.
But just a second.
So yeah, please, no. Let me just finish it.
Point is okay.
My point is,
Well, you have to understand that.
I understand.
You genuinely don't have a point because we don't worship the crescent moon. Okay. Second, can I make my points right? We don't worship the crescent moon. B, there is no link apart from the very vague link that you made about Sirius, the god of stars. And C, that the Quran says don't worship any idols. So there are three strong.
Okay, give me that three again. Let me get your three arguments again.
No, not even me. Any uneducated.
Hold on.
Muslim
Can you give me the three arguments
say,
again?
okay, no,
Give me
no
the three
idols.
arguments again. What was the first one again?
The first one is that we don't worship the crescent and the star.
Given to Moses.
Because the Quran says don't worship the crescent and the star.
Because the Quran says
Don't worship
God
the
of
star.
Allah.
Only worship God. Don't worship the creation. Right?
Sorry,
That's
what's your
fine.
name again, Uncle?
Uncle Sam.
In a sense,
So Quran says don't worship the creation. Okay, that's your one reason. What's your second reason?
The second reason is that in the Quran it says don't worship any idols.
Well, it's the same thing. Okay, fine.
And the third reason is
No,
that
well, you
your
didn't. You only got one reason
And
so
your
far.
only link between the Quran
Give me
and the
your-
crescent and star is this ayah.
No, that's not the okay.
well, give me
So
a-
either I
Genuinely
okay.
need to go. So
Yeah, I know. I don't want to. I just went through
give me
the
the
whole
other one.
thing.
Give me the other one.
I told you Kilby and I told you Tabari wrote about this story.
There's two links.
Yes.
One is hadith.
Sorry. Yeah.
One is hadith. What's the hadith?
Okay, you have to look up Tabari, Al-Tabari, Hubal. I don't have the reference, but if you want, I can get you the reference. But it's by Tabari. I just know it's by Tabari.
So is he generally talking about?
He's talking
Or
about
is he
Hubal.
stating hadith?
He's talking about Hubal is the crescent moon, the god of the Arabs.
That's fine.
Okay, that's all.
understandable.
That's all. So if the god of the
There's no hadith.
that's from Tabari. Tabari is
That's not hadith.
Okay, that's not
is
hadith.
the saying of the
So you're saying?
and-
So do you
and the
believe in
actions
all
of the Prophet?
That's fine. Okay, fine. So what is in hadith?
I don't know. I'm asking
No,
you.
no,
I
no.
would
In
say
hadith,
nothing.
is that the saying of the Prophet?
What?
In the hadith is based on the sayings of the Prophet.
Saying and actions of the Prophet.
Sayings and actions of the Prophet. And do you believe in all the hadiths?
Some are weak, some are strong.
Some are weak, some are strong.
Yeah, based on a lineage.
Some of them.
It's up to
So
scholars,
if it says Sahih Muslim, do you believe it? Yes. If it says Bukhari, Sahih Bukhari, you believe it? Can I ask you one question? How old was Aisha when Muhammad married her? Or had sex with her, both of them?
I'm not sure.
Why not?
I haven't researched this, to be honest.
Oh, you haven't. Are you sure you haven't? Do you not know Bukhari? What does it say in Bukhari? What was the age?
I genuinely, I'll say wallahi, but you won't believe me. I'm saying, okay, there's 2 points here. You're digressing to another point.
No.
And B,
I'm trying to show you.
yeah.
I'm trying to show you what happens with Muslims. Why the faith that they believe in is so weak. Because when I asked you, you said, "Oh, this is not in the hadith. This is not in. This is just history.
but
This
there
is just
isn't-
this."
But there isn't a hadith.
Okay, but when I
you're not
asked you,
saying,
but when I
here's
asked
a
you,
hadith,
when
why
I
don't
asked
you
you, do you
believe
believe
in
in
it?
the
You
hadith? You
Okay,
said,
give
"No,
me
no, I
any-
believe in
give
the
me
Sahih
any-
hadith."
give
And
me
I
any-
say,
Alright,
"How
give
old
me-
was
give me the
Aisha?"
weakest hadith.
And you said,
Give
"No,
me
no,
the
no.
weakest hadith.
It's okay. It's not in the hadith. So what are you worried?
so
Why
why
are
are
you
you
worried
talking
about
about
that? My friend,
So okay,
you know what
so
is?
you're only like okay. So let's break this down. So that we can be really clear. So your only link is that Al-Kalabi talked about the ancient gods of the Saudi Arabia or the Arabians, which is what's his name?
Hubal.
And your second link is the ayah from Surah Al-Najm, which
And
says
also there is Tabari who's also said the same thing.
Tabari talking about the ancient gods of Arabia.
Yeah.
Okay, we can go Tabari and Kalabi talking about the ancient
Alright.
gods of Arabia.
Now, forget about them.
Simplify it. Let's just simplify it.
That was okay. Let's simplify it. So those references I gave you was to link the god of Arabia, the crescent moon, to
the
Arabs.
symbol.
To Arabs.
To the symbol.
Now, the missing point is, where did you guys get this symbol on top of your mosque? That was my main question.
Can there be, and I'm not sure of this, right? And I'm just posing this as a
That's where
not
we
an
started
argument,
from.
But what I'm
Right.
trying to say is,
All right. All right. Good, good.
okay, can this be a matter of the crescent and star being prominent in Arabia and prominent for the people that worship the idols? So
I'm
that
sorry, I'm
all-
not
all
following you.
people-
Can you please repeat that?
So
I'm
all
sorry.
people in Arabia use the crescent and star as guidance, and
No,
they
no, no.
appreciate the stars for guidance in the desert, and the people who created the idols use the same symbol for their gods.
Okay.
Can that be the
You know
case?
what? Actually, you've reminded me of something that actually I should have mentioned before. It comes from your Quran. In the Quran, it mentions Sabians.
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 What's that?
The Sabians were moon and star worshippers.
What? Can you
Sabians.
give me the reference, please?
Can you help me find the verse that talks about the Sabians, Christians, and the Jews have nothing to worry about?
What is in they're going to be saved?
Yeah, he wants to know the reference. I don't know, because every time that you talk to Muslims, they just don't know anything that you want to talk about. They know all the other verses.
I just don't want to assume that.
No, it's in the Quran. We'll get you the reference. Okay, so the Quran is saying Sabians, Jews, and Christians have nothing to worry about as long as they believe in God and they follow they do the right things. They have nothing to worry about. But the problem with that verse is it's including the Sabians. The Sabians of the Arabs were the moon and the crescent worshippers. That means that Quran is promoting Sabianism.
It's the same thing with saying it promotes Christianity and Judaism.
Because Christianity and Judaism, they can say because they believe in the same God, they believe in the books, they're the people of the
Christianity
books.
at that same time didn't.
Doesn't matter. But
in Jesus was God.
that's fine. But that's not what.
It's not the same thing.
Listen, but the Quran does say that the Christians are the closest to Islam,
Ahl
right?
al-Kitab,
Ahlul Kitab,
which is
are
not the Christians. There's not you and your other Christians now.
Okay, that's a new.
Is it indeed those who believed and those who were Jews or Christians or Sabians?
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Here we go.
Believe in Jesus as God.
62.
Surah 62.
No.
Buddy.
Chapter 2, verse 62.
Chapter 2, verse 62. Please read it. Read it out loud so I can hear it.
من آمن بالله
Oh, you're reading it in Arabic. Okay.
من آمن بالله وبالآخرة وعمل صالحا فلهم أجر عند ربهم ولا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. Indeed, those who believe and those who are Jews and Christians and Sabians before Prophet.
Sabians, yeah, it's mentioned Sabians. Sabians were the Arabs who were worshipping the stars and the moon.
In Yemen.
Indeed,
Yeah.
those who believed on those were Jews, Christians, or Sabians before the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Those among them who believed in Allah and the last day and did righteousness will have their reward with their Lord, and no fear will there be concerning them,
All right.
nor will they grieve.
So this is your connection of your moon worshipping, which is Sabians, mentioned in your Quran. Now I've given you something that you can hold on to.
As in,
It's
okay,
okay. Thank
so
you,
how does
Mark.
that?
Thanks.
So
Thank
you're
you very
saying,
much.
so you see, the Sabians, so the Muslims are transformation
No,
from Sabians?
you asked me for a connection of the crescent moon into your Quran or Hadith, and I just gave you one.
But this connection means nothing,
Why?
because it also mentions the Jews and Christians.
Did you ask me for Jews and Christians connection to the crescent moon? Or did you ask me the crescent moon connection to the Quran?
Yes.
I'm giving you, forget about the mentions.
Okay, sorry, I should
The
have made it
Sabians-
clear. What I meant to ask is, can you associate the crescent and moon, the crescent and star in the Quran or the Hadith, which we've agreed that there's no Hadith. So let's just stick with the Quran. Is there a link in the Quran where the crescent and star should be worshipped or can be worshipped?
No, sir, absolutely not. It's
Thank you very
forbidden.
much. Thank you.
Please, that's not my point. This is called a red herring. When you have an argument, people who do a red
So what's
herring,
your point? I
red
genuinely
herring
don't know.
means that you're
No, I
trying to
genuinely
make
don't
your
know.
own argument
No,
and
I
dispute that
I
argument
genuinely-
rather than my argument, because you
Where's
can't
your
dispute
argument?
my argument.
So what is your argument?
Okay, here you go. Sabians, Muhammad was a Sabian before he was a prophet. Before he was 40 years old, he was worshipping Uzza. He was worshipping, there's a story of him giving sacrifice to Uzza before he was a prophet.
Where's the story from?
This is from one of the hadiths. And
From where?
Look, my friend, I'm not a Muslim. I have it. If you want, like I gave you all the references before.
Give me it.
No. I don't have time right now to give you all the.
Why did you have time for 3 minutes?
Why? If I give you that reference, are you going to leave Islam?
No.
Okay, forget it. It's not worth
Give
my
me-
time.
give
You
me
know,
the
Muhammad
reference.
was
Give me the
giving sacrifice to Uzzah
Give me the
before he was a prophet. There's a story about that in the hadith. So, anyways, listen, my friend. I've gone to all the jumped through all the hoops that you gave me. I jumped through everything. I've given you the correction.
What's your argument?
My argument is this: Muhammad was a moon god worshipper. His tribe was a moon god worshipper. After he became a prophet, he kept his moon god symbol, although he said, no, don't worship the moon. That's fine. Saying something and doing something are two different things. If I say I love you, but then when you go away, I'm like, oh, this guy is an idiot, blah. But if I do some good for you, when you are in trouble, I give you money or I help you, is that better? Or if I just say I love you? There's action, there's an action, and there's saying. Muhammad in saying that don't worship this, but keep the crescent moon. In his action, he's worshipping the moon. In his action,
Where did he say keep the crescent moon? Where did he even promote the crescent moon? My understanding, the crescent star came after the death of the Prophet Muhammad.
No, my friend. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Crescent star moon has been there way before Muhammad came. So you cannot say this came way after Muhammad died. Somebody somewhere in Islam. It's not Islamic. It's just there. Don't worry about it.
Well,
You can't do that.
Okay.
That symbol has been Arabic symbol, star worship, moon worship,
Do you have
symbol,
evidence-
everything.
Do you have evidence that the Prophet ﷺ used the crescent and star?
Okay, so now we're gonna go up.
No.
No.
Because that's,
Listen, my
that's
friend.
a fair question. That is
The
a
fair
fair
question
Because
would
you're
be-
saying-
the fair
you're
question
saying
would be-
he's doing it in his actions. So where's his
Okay,
actions?
I'll answer that question if you give me the answer to where did you get the crescent moon and the star, and why are they on top of your mosque?
I wasn't aware, and I googled it 15 minutes ago, and it's because the Arabs used it for guidance. Through desert.
Fine.
What's your
That's
explanation?
fine. That's fine.
It's-
Okay,
they took it from
let's
Hubble.
take your
They
explanation.
took it from Hubble. Let's go down because
What do you want me? What do you want me to do? I've already made my argument.
No, you're arguing. Okay, so where's the actions of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam?
No.
Using
That's
the
not my
crescent?
argument, bro. Am I talking about Muhammad? I'm talking about Muslims.
You said you said the Prophet says don't worship idols, but his actions actually say worship idols.
That's right.
Okay, where's his actions saying
That's right.
worship idols?
That's right. Now, let's clear that up for you.
No, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna clear. Okay, I can't respond to you because you ask a question that you want an answer. The answer that I'm gonna give you will cover your question, but I'll explain it in my way. This is the way I'm gonna explain this. Hubal was a god of Quraysh. Muhammad's parents were following Hubal. Muhammad was following Hubal as a Sabian. That's his symbol. The fact that it's in top of your mosque and nobody knows where it comes from, it leads you to know that this symbol can only come from the god of Quraysh, which Muhammad belonged to. So other than that, if you have a better answer for me, say, look, you're wrong, this symbol came from here, and you have some evidence, and you say, you're absolutely wrong, I'll shut up. I'll stop saying that, because that would be wrong. You don't have any answer. None of the Muslims have. It's not just you yourself. I have talked to the biggest da'is here. None of them have the answer.
So okay, can I break it down? Did you find it?
Yeah. So it's inside here for power. There you go.
Okay, read it, please. My eyes are not so good. Read it loud so I can hear it. No, just
I want to know where it's from.
he just gave you the reference, bro.
Here.
I'm just reading it.
Yeah.
Read it loud. Read it loud so I can hear it. Can you please?
I'm trying to
Just
read where
read
it's
it.
from,
Yeah,
brother.
read it from
I'm
where
not
it's-
reading it.
Give me the reference.
Why did Muhammad sacrifice animals to pagan gods and eat their flesh prior to starting Islam? Sahih al-Bukhari 7407.
Can you repeat the reference, please? Sahih what?
Sahih al-Bukhari 7407.
7407. Okay, please read it. What does it say?
Narrated Abdullah.
Louder.
Abdullah, Allah's apostle said that he met Zayd.
Loud
ibn
and proud,
Umar
man. Be proud of
Nufal
Islam.
At a place near Balada and had happened before Allah's apostle received the divine inspiration. So Allah's apostle presented a dish of meat. So Allah's apostle in this
Go
context
down,
is
go
what?
down. It's going to quote the hadith. Please go down.
Who's
to
Allah's
the,
apostle in this?
Muhammad. Yeah.
received the divine inspiration, Allah's apostle presented a dish of meat that had been offered to him by the pagans to Zayd ibn Amr, but Zayd refused to eat of it, and then said to the pagans, I do not eat of what you slaughter on your stone altars, Ansab, nor do I accept that on which Allah's name has been mentioned and slaughtered. But this is weird because it says Balada happened before Allah's apostle receives the divine inspiration. But then he says here, I do not eat except what is Allah's name is mentioned on it. So how does that work?
I don't know how that works, but that's mentioned in there.
But how does that work?
Bro, I didn't write the hadith.
Before the Prophet got the divine inspiration from Allah, so before Islam was a thing, his friend said that I do not eat anything before without Allah's name mentioned on it.
Thank you. You made a very good point. Yeah. The problem with that point is it's in the hadith.
Okay, which
it's
makes
nothing
me
to do with me.
More about this.
Please research yourself. It's in the hadith, okay? And it's before Muhammad was a prophet. So he was sacrificing to his son. That means he was a pagan.
He wasn't sacrificing.
Yes, he was.
He said, oh my God, brother.
What?
It said he was given the dish by pagans.
Okay.
Is that correct? That's correct.
Can you, Mark, can you bring up the whole hadith? He's talking about the hadith, not the, this is the one, right? Okay, can you read it out for me? I can't hear. He's going to read it. Just read it, bro.
Allah's messenger said that he met Sahid bin Amr Nafil at a place near Bauda, and this happened before Allah's messenger received the divine inspiration. Allah's messenger presented a dish of meat.
Allah's messenger?
Yeah.
What did he do?
Carry on.
Presented a dish of meat.
Presented a dish of meat.
Carry on.
He presented a dish of meat. Okay.
Carry on.
That had been offered to him by the pagans.
That had been offered to him by the.
But he presented it.
Okay. That had been offered to him.
That's fine, but he presented it to somebody else.
Okay.
If he's a
Presented
prophet, he knows that meat is haram.
Before he got the divine inspiration.
That's right. That means that Muhammad was a paganist before he was inspired.
I don't think so. But carry on.
But the Quran, I'll give you another verse in the Quran. Allah is saying to the Prophet.
And what's the strength of this hadith?
It's Bukhari, man. Authentic. It never be.
Well, I'm pretty sure because I'm not very expert on this, but I'm pretty sure in Sahih Bukhari it says the strength, even in Sahih Bukhari.
Can you give him the grade? It will say the grade on that.
You can't get stronger than
No, it's okay. Just give him the grade, bro. Just go to the.
There's nothing higher.
I know. He's asking. Is there any Sahih Bukhari that's not Sahih?
Let's accept it.
Okay, thank you. All right, he said. Okay, in the Quran.
I don't think so. There are grading systems within.
But Bukhari. So you believe some of the Bukhari, not all of the Bukhari?
I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you. You don't know what you believe.
I haven't read enough of it.
All right, fine.
But I believe in the grading systems.
Okay, fine.
Okay?
Let's move on. Let's move on. Yeah.
Okay. Are you okay with that?
I got it. Okay. But you did accept that one. Okay, fine. Now listen to this. In the Quran, Allah is saying to Muhammad, before he was a prophet, he did not know Allah, he did not know the faith, he did not know anything. That means he was a pagan because he was not knowing God before. Because Muslims are saying he was a Hanif. Hanif was the ones who were looking for the religion of Abraham, right? Those were Hanifs. I know, I'm sorry, maybe you don't know all this stuff about Islam. I do because I debate Muslims all the time. So I research all this stuff. So the problem is, your Quran is saying Muhammad was a pagan before he became a prophet. Allah is saying that. This is in the Quran. If I show you this verse, are you going to seriously stop thinking about Islam? Because if I show you this verse, Allah is saying you did not know the me or the faith before you became a prophet.
So
Allah is saying, okay.
You did not know me or before he presented himself, of course.
Yeah, before he became a prophet. Because the Muslims are saying, okay, can you do me a favor, bro? There is a Quranic verse where Allah is saying to Muhammad, you did not know me or the faith. And I don't remember exactly the thing, but just type that in, it should come up.
But isn't that
no? Because
no,
it's not.
If I didn't come today, would you know me?
Bro, you're making sense. I'm not saying you're not. Okay, the problem is that Muslims don't, because they say that Muhammad was always worshipping Allah. And they even go as far as saying that Quraysh was worshipping Allah, but they were mushriks because they were worshipping other gods too, which is absolutely false. That is why, because the whole thing, crescent moon, would be if the Quraysh is worshipping not Allah, But Hubal, that means that crescent moon
They
belongs
used to
there.
worship idols.
That's right. Yeah.
They used to worship idols.
And they were, and the head of
The
that,
Prophet
and
Muhammad ﷺ didn't worship the idols.
he didn't worship the idols. When did he not worship the idols?
Up and forever. Yeah.
Do you have a reference for that?
That Muhammad didn't.
No, the word or Allah before he was made a prophet, something to that effect. There is a verse, and I can't.
I know
actually, Christian Prince gave me that verse. I emailed him, and he gave it to me. It was a great one, and I should have remembered that one because that one comes up a lot. Sorry, what was it that you're looking at?
I'm trying to look for any evidence that he did worship.
Okay. Or he didn't rather worship.
Although I've watched so carefully.
By the way, welcome to Speaker's Corner. You're talking to Uncle Ben. It's like social film. So if you go to YouTube and type in Uncle Ben's
Rachel, don't get involved.
Oh, this is Revelation 22. Yeah, if you want to see this, go to Revelation 27 on YouTube, 22 on YouTube. Okay. Go ahead.
From my research, is that there are stories of him not worshiping God, and there are no stories of him worshiping God.
Remember, I gave you the story of the Quran that Allah is saying. I gave you the story. I'm going to get you the word. The thing is that, so you're saying Muhammad was worshipping Allah before he was saying.
Well, I'm saying that he didn't worship Isis.
What did he worship? He wasn't a Christian. He wasn't a Jew. His parents were Irish. Right? He was born in that. He was See, like if your family symbol, let's say you have a family, big family, and your family, your very important family, and your family symbol is the crescent moon. I am the son of this family, let's say, and I go out in the world and I make a new religion, and I give that religion my family's. That was the family's God symbol. The God, the God of Quraysh, the Lord of Quraysh was Hubal. That means that was the biggest god of the 360 gods. The biggest god was Hubal. So that's all in the book. I can't make all of this stuff up. I'm not like that smart or whatever. So this is all history, and this is not something that I've come up with. This is known in history. I'm just repeating something that's already there.
I do need to go, but
Thank you.
Can you give me a rundown of what your argument is? So your argument is the Prophet ﷺ used to worship the idols. He then transformed the idol worshipping into Islam.
Okay, go ahead.
Your argument.
Go ahead.
And now the Muslims still worship idols.
Okay. So let me summarize it in my words. I know you have said it. In my words, here's the thing. Islam says Allah is the best of deceivers. That makes Allah a deceiver. That means Muhammad is a deceiver. And deception does not mean that I will come and tell you that I am the Satan, worship me. If I'm Satan, I'm going to come to you as the angel of light. In the Bible, it says that Satan pretends to be the angel of light, meaning he as a wolf, he puts on the sheep's clothing to pretend that he's nice. So Islam is based on deception. The Muslims are deceived. I'm not saying doing it on purpose. Their deception is that Muhammad took his God of his father and mother and his tribe, which was the crescent moon, carried that symbol into Islam with deception. That's my point. The star is the same thing, which is all these two are the biggest gods of Arabia from thousands of years. And it continued that and it's by deception that this is going on. Not intention, because the way you make it sound, that I'm saying that Muslims are doing that, I'm not saying that.
So your argument is that we're not worshipping God, we're not worshipping Allah, we're worshipping the crescent and star.
My argument is, though your prophet has deceived you into the worship of moon god by having the crescent moon on top of you. Even though he says that, because that's called deception. You know what deception is? Deception is fraud. Deception is not like I'm coming and lying to you that this is God. No, that would be lying. Deception is different. So this is deception. Spiritual deception. In the Bible, it's all mentioned. Spiritual deception is mentioned. Satan pretending to be the angel of light is mentioned. Satan coming as a sheep, as a wolf coming as a sheep. This is all mentioned, and this all fits this whole thing. That's my argument. Thank you for.
Okay, not by.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you believe. I understand what you believe. But thank you for a great conversation. You've been very civil. I really like talking to you. Thank you, sir.
You believe that Satan deceived Prophet Muhammad or no?
Of course.
So how do you explain the prophecies that have come true, the fulfilled prophecies?
Which prophecy has fulfilled?
Okay, two Arabs with the tall buildings, yes?
Tall buildings. Yes. Oh, okay.
That was 1400 years ago.
Show me the reference for that.
The reference. Yeah. Satan cannot make these prophecies. Only
yeah. Okay.
They'll be barefooted and building. He's barefooted building. Not barefooted. Yeah, then they'll be naked and barefooted. Not one naked.
How's it going?
Oh, it was a great conversation with a Muslim. It's all, but he just stepped in. I just started talking to him. He wanted to prove to me that Muhammad had prophecies. He's going to show me a reference for his prophecy that's come true. The tall buildings. Yes, sir.
When you see barefoot, naked,
So read it loud so we can hear it. My eyes are not so good.
When you see barefoot, naked, destitute shepherds competing in constructing tall buildings.
Barefoot shepherds.
They're naked.
Huh? Barefoot shepherds. They were competing in tall buildings. Tall buildings. So that would mean that the Arabs would be building the tall buildings themselves, right? Yeah. But the problem is, none of those tall buildings in Arabia are built by Arabs. They're built by American companies using the labor from third world. So the Arabs are not building them. Now, if there was a prophecy that said something, Arabs will be so rich from the God's mercy, whatever, because
it's in the Arabian Peninsula, so it's still in that location. So
yeah, but it's a very vague thing to say. Anything that says anything.
In that topic, vague is what's brought up by many prophecies, but that can't be said because let's say it's not just about this modern time. It's about before that and for people after us. So why would you? There's a reason why it's going to be a bit vague. Because the people back then would not realize the prophecies and they would not believe it. So you have to.
No. You said Islam is true because the prophecies came true. What is the prophecy that came true? Well, here it is. The prophecy said that the barefooted Arabs shepherd will be competing for building tall buildings. I said, okay, so that means.
I just gave one. Yeah.
That's right. That was one, right? That's the one you brought up. So I cannot bring it up. You brought it up. Okay. So now I said. That means the Arabs would be building the tall buildings. However, Arabs are not building those tall buildings. The American companies are building them. The construction companies from outside of Arabia and the labor from outside of Arabia are building those buildings. If the Arabs were themselves building those buildings, that would still give you some kind of credibility. But this does not give you any credibility.
The Arabs are in authority.
But they're not barefooted.
Nobody were barefooted.
If your words over here, listen. If your words said,
It's Saudi and UAE competing.
True.
huh?
It's Saudi and UAE competing in the tallest building in the world. But they were barefooted.
They're competing. I don't know.
You don't know they are. They're constructing a building with the Kaaba, which is I think.
But does the verse say that they will be competing with each other?
Yes, it does.
Well, show me.
I just showed you right now.
Where does it say they will be competing with themselves?
Have you seen?
Competing in constructing tall buildings.
Competing with whom?
Each other, the Arabs.
It doesn't say each other. Because the thing is, listen, the tall buildings are all over the world. First they were competing with American building. Then there is in Singapore there's a tall building, so they're competing with that one. They're not competing with each other. When they were trying to be the tallest, they were trying to be the tallest against the Singaporean one or the wherever. So it's not a true prophecy. It doesn't come true. It doesn't make any sense. My friend, if that's what keeping you, is that what's keeping you in Islam?
No, I just you told
Okay,
me to
okay,
get
let me
one
ask you one question. Okay, since you know about Islam and you have a strong faith in Islam,
Yes.
maybe you can help me.
Okay, sure.
All right. Why do you have the crescent moon on top of your mosque?
It's better.
You want to come and talk? Okay, then don't worry about it. Then
I'm young. I don't have full knowledge of Islam, but I can answer a few questions.
nobody knows, bro. It's not because you're young. I asked all the dais here before you. Nobody knows. Because the Prophet was a Sabian. Sabians were star and moon worshippers. That's why Muhammad carried on.
What you saying?
What?
What you said? The prophet was
Sabian.
a Sabian.
Yeah.
The prophet.
Yeah.
He wasn't a Sabian.
What was he?
You know, at the time of the prophet, there was no. That wasn't the sign of Islam.
Sorry?
The crescent and the star.
Sorry. No. Why are you jumping?
crescent and
Why are
the
you
star,
jumping? Why are you jumping?
Because you're lying. You're saying the prophet.
Why are you
was a
jumping?
Sabian.
Why are you jumping?
Because you're lying.
Tell me if the Prophet was Sabian or not.
He wasn't a Sabian.
Okay, then what was he?
Muslim.
So before he was 40 years old, what was he?
I'm not sure.
Thank
It
you.
was always a- it
Thank
was
you.
always a-
All
it
right.
was
Thank you.
always a-
Thank you. That's all. You're a great Muslim, bro. Keep on. You don't know what Muhammad was before he was 40 years old.
He was Muslim.
Sabian was
Muslim. He was Muslim. He was always a Muslim. He
Always
never,
a Muslim.
He never worshipped an idol. Nothing. He was always-
He never worshipped an idol. Nothing. Nothing. The Quran says, Allah says, you did not know me or my Quran before I made you a prophet. How was he worshipping Allah before?
What?
What?
I don't see this.
Allah in Quran says
You can't just
to
say
Muhammad.
Allah, you have to show us where. And then there's also, what's it called? The tafsir. You also have to look at the meaning behind it.
What does it mean that you have to look at the meaning? You mean the Quran is not a clear book?
It is a clear.
You can only understand Quran by a man, written by man, a tafsir written by a man. Then you can understand Quran.
It's not just any man. It's not just any man.
Which man? Who wrote the tafsir? Whose tafsir do you
See,
believe?
I'm not claiming to be an imam.
Okay,
I'm
thank
just
you.
a Muslim, yeah?
You also don't know what Muhammad's religion was before he became a Muslim.
You're also claiming something that you don't have evidence. You know.
What do you mean I don't have it? Go look at your mosque. Why does it have a crescent moon? That's my evidence.
That's something the Turks bought. It wasn't.
Turks.
You know the
Turks.
Prophet, at the
Can you prove it? 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 Can you prove it?
They were Sufi.
Can you prove the Turks put it? Can you prove the Turks put it
I
there?
love the way you're telling us
Can you prove it?
but you're not proving yourself. You're saying,
I know how it came.
Go look at the mosque. Go look at the street.
If you come in front of camera, I'm not going to waste my breath. I already did the video. It's already done. Watch the video. Explain to him. Watch my video. It's called Revelation 22. I just had a 2-hour video with a guy explaining to him why you have the crescent moon on top of your mosque. Crescent moon was Hubal, which was a god of Quraysh. This is from your own sources. Kilby and Tabari talks about it. Hubal was a crescent moon god of Arabia for thousands of years before Muhammad.
I have no knowledge.
I know you, but look it up. Look up Kilby, Hubal. This is a book by Kilby. You know who Kilby was? He's the guy who wrote, he was in 7th century. He was a Muslim. He wrote 2 books that were very famous. One was the genealogy of Muhammad, connecting him to Ishmael. All right, everybody loves that book. The other book he wrote was called The Idols of Arabia. It was just a history of the idol worshipping of Arabia. In that book, he mentions that Hubal was the god of Quraysh, which was a crescent moon god.
I'll look into it.
That's right. Thank you. All right, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. All right, man. Take it easy. All right. Again, the same thing. I think this thing will sink in after a while. I mean, I'm repeating myself, but it's every time to a new Muslim. The more this message is going through their brains, because every time they look at the crescent moon, they need to understand what that symbol stands for. Because that is a very satanic symbol. It's been mentioned in the Bible. There were, Hubal worshippers in the Bible, in the Old Testament. This has been forever the Satan symbol. And they don't know that. And this is my mission, is to explain this to the world, that this is a continuation of Satanism from the beginning, and it never ends. Jesus is Lord, the way, truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except by Him. Amen.